Mediterranean Folly. The Mediterranean was getting a little bit too blue for Mrs. Jones' Billings. The yacht Porsche had been plowing through endless indigo for the last 36 hours. And here it was 5:30 in the afternoon outside the harbor of Villefranche, and Mrs. Jones Billings found herself on the afterdeck, face to face with an unfinished crumpet. And she couldn't make up her mind whether to choke it down with a neat brandy or just take the brandy. So she rang for the steward and asked for an absinthe frappe instead. Mrs. Jones Billings was counting more and more on drink and less on common sense, with the result that her frail ash-blonde beauty was taking on a seahorsey look, which was very confusing to her husband Harry, who liked to think of her as a perpetual Peter Pan without the rest of the play. Now Harry's confusion had taken the form of inviting every new blonde he met aboard the yacht, with or without the husband, and little Daisy Desmond of London was his latest eyeful. Below in his cabin, he was trying to take off his so-called hips with an electric vibrator. He didn't enjoy what he was doing at all, as a slight swell from the pervading sirocco caused the yacht to pitch now and then, and give him a shock almost anywhere. Besides, he knew it was hopeless to get his figure down. He'd been an old, overstuffed shirt far too long. Suddenly there was a knock on the door, and Flora MacDonald, his wife, entered, wearing her Helena Rubinstein strawberry sponge mask, which allowed the pores to open and close at will. Harry knew it was Flora by the way the pores were gasping. "My God, are you doing this too, for the Desmond?" said Harry, throwing his electric vibrator into high gear, which sent his hips whizzing through the air. Never had they been so gay, even in a high sea. "Who are the Desmonds?" asked Flora. "Oh, you'll like them," said Harry, and Flora trotted back to her cabin to take off her mask and see what sort of an expression came out this time. It was one of pure irony. But in half an hour it would be right back to Flora Billings Jones. Now the Desmonds arrived aboard the yacht almost ahead of Harry's invitation. They were sun-tanned, clear-eyed, and shamefully young. It made Flora sick to think what she had missed, because she'd never been sun-tanned, clear-eyed, or shamefully young. So she was slightly bowled over when Harry burst into the room, pretending to be sun-tanned, clear-eyed, and 21. Well, said Harry, "it's divine having you aboard, Daisy," and he threw a nod at her husband. "And now, if the others will excuse you, I'll take you down to the chart room and show you just how far I expect to get." The trip for Harry had been a flop. He had tried in every way to break down childlike Daisy Desmond, but was frustrated at every turn by her innocence. The very last night, when everything had failed, he rushed into Flora's cabin for the first time in 8 years. Flora saw him through 8 brandy eyes. "So I am your Peter Pan." Peter Pan hell. Deadpan.